Don Dada. Fire can't cool me up on tire. But I can't
Original
kill me a
Batman.
spit fire. Nobody test me around dire. Me around dire.
She give me pon me heart, say she give me pon me heart. Fine girl, I come in on me heart, say she bounce pon the thing so. Whine it pon me thing so. Put the thing upon me thing, whine it pon me thing so. I say she.
Hello tout le monde, hello everyone, bonjour, bonsoir, welcome back to my channel. This video is very exciting because I'll be retwisting my hair after a whole year of not retwisting. Some of you guys took this challenge with me. Let me know how you're doing, where you're at. Some people were horrified that I was not retwisting for 1 year. What is wrong with me? My hair's gonna fall out. I'm nasty, all this stuff. But here we are. A year of not retwisting, and I feel like my hair is the healthiest it's ever been. This is my hair before washing. This is my hair, what it looks like on a regular day. And I consciously not retwisted, or I consciously semi-freeformed. So I purposely kept my hair in low manipulating styles, and I did not retwist, and I tried my best to let my hair do its thing pretty much. So here I'm just drying my hair with a regular towel. I usually use microfiber towels. But this towel, my English not too good, so I can't find the words to actually explain why this towel wouldn't leave lint in my hair right now, because it's really late and my brain is not really working. But just know it won't leave lint in my hair. And I've shown you guys my wash routine before. I think I showed it in my first month no retwist or something like that. So yes, I do wash my hair. Even though I'm not retwisting, that's something, people are confused about. Yes, you still have to wash your hair. And my parts, this is a little mini length check. This is where my hair is wet. While it's wet, when it's not wet, it looks much shorter because of the shrinkage, which I don't care. I'm cool with that. This is my hair, my roots and stuff after washing. As you can see, there's a lot of hairs moving around, but as far as not retwisting for a whole year goes, that's not bad at all. And as you can see, there's not much new growth. There's like maybe an inch, a little over an inch. Some of them are less than an inch. Some of them are well over an inch. It depends on where in my head you are in the texture of the hair in that area. So here I'm prepping for a hot oil treatment. A lot of you wanted to know what oils do I use. This is Talia Wajid healing oil. It's the first time I'm using it during a hot oil treatment. This is just showing you guys the little loose hairs that I do have. So things may look great. No, I have those loose hairs that I have to take care of, and I have to separate and all of that. So don't let the appearance fool you. But back to the oils. Talia Wajid healing oil, Haitian moringa oil, straight from the motherland. There you can find some here too, but this one that I have is straight from Haiti. What else am I using? Olive oil, grapeseed oil, castor oil. And after this, I'm going to sit under the dryer for 30 minutes to an hour until I feel like my hair is nice and steamed. And I'm just using a little almond oil that my client brought me. And I'm just running my fingers down my locks. Not too much oil in my locks. I really want it just to focus on my scalp. So I'm going to throw my Target bag onto my head. I stay at Target. So, don't judge. Okay, supermodel status. I'm just kidding. So basically, I'm gonna show you guys how I'm retwisting my hair, what steps I have to take, and I'm gonna tell you guys the reason why I separate my hair, what does it do, and also explain why I have so little new growth after 1 year of not retwisting. So here is when I did my 7-month no retwist. You guys can go back and watch that video. You see how much new growth I have here. And here I had so much new growth that I could put it into a bun, and people really thought I didn't have locks anymore because you could not see, like right here, you can't see locks. But that was because I was really manipulating my hair. Although I wasn't retwisting, I was still, when I washed, I would do stuff to it. I would put it in brush buns, things like that. But this time around, I really focused on semi-freeforming. So I believe that's why my hair had so little new growth this time. This is 7 months no retwist. In the next picture you're gonna see, this is a whole year of not retwisting. And one of you mentioned that I was pregnant in the 7 months, but I was also pregnant when I started this one. So I don't think it's a pregnancy, because your hair is thicker and it's more in its optimal state when you are pregnant, because you're taking prenatal vitamins and you're carrying a whole other little being. Your body has to produce more of everything. But I don't think that contributed too much, because yes, pregnancy does promote hair growth, but not so much that you see that huge vast difference. My new growth locked much faster because I was semi-freeforming, being that the way locks form with the shedded hair, the matrix of the lock that forms it, the fact that my hair was never twisted and closed up, the sections of hair that formed the lock were more open to catch more dead hair. And of course, I wasn't manipulating it as much. So I believe that's why it's much thicker, one, and there's way less new growth. So it's the low manipulation, the semi-free forming, all that. And another thing I wanted to talk about was postpartum shedding. I also experienced postpartum shedding during this 1 year of not retwisting, which I would have experienced without the whole not retwisting thing. But I just wanted to touch on that because I got a few questions about that. And pretty much this was my edges while I was pregnant. Like, they got even thicker before I had him, but now this is what they look like now. So they're starting to get back to what they were, but it's important to note that I've always had thin edges, number one. And number two, going from the contrast of, edges that are full and optimal because of the pregnancy, and then losing them because of the hormones, it made it seem way more drastic than it really was. Because like I said, I have thin edges anyway. But it just made it seem way more drastic. And then with me having the new growth that's like very afro, and then the contrast of the really light edges, it wasn't great. But they're coming back. And it's not much that could be done about that because that's more of a hormonal issue. It's more internal. All right, so now we're going to jump into retwisting. So what I'm doing here is my hair's already damp and I've already washed out the excess oil from the hot oil treatment, but I keep my water bottle handy because I do not retwist the hair dry at all. So I'm spraying just to make sure I have enough moisture, especially because I haven't retwisted in so long and I have all these loose hairs here. My loose hairs are not that bad, so I just wrap them around the locks. And sometimes they're really bad to where you have to use other methods to combat those loose hairs. And I'm starting to post more about that on my Instagram. So check out my Instagram, Dxlynlocs, to see my posts about the loose hairs that are around your locks. So pretty much I'm going to be doing my hair in braids. I'm going to just talk a little bit through about what I'm doing, and then I'm going to go into the frequently asked questions about my hair while I was doing this 1 year no retwist thing, just to share with you guys a little insight, a little perspective from other people. So I'm retwisting 3 locks at a time. I like to, when I already know what style I'm doing, I like to style as I retwist, especially if it's like a 2-in-1, 3-in-1 protective style. I style as I retwist because it seems to be a bit faster. So once I have the 3, and as you can see, the difference in how they semi-free formed, the one on the very end, it has finer hair, so it's always the thinnest. And even with not retwisting for a whole year, it's stayed the thinnest while the others thickened up, because that row back there was always my thinnest row. All right, and I'm going to repeat this all throughout my head. So I'm going to talk about how I separated my hair and why I separated it, because I got a lot of questions about that. So we're going to go into the frequently asked questions real quick. How I separated my hair is that after every wash, I would go, and I have a video about this. Go to a closer look at my locks video. That'll show you how I separate after I wash. But pretty much what I'm doing here right now, how I'm separating right now to retwist, is how I separated after washing. It's just I didn't do the extra step of retwisting. That's all. And the loose hairs that I have that are just sitting there, I would take them and I would wrap them around the mature part of my lock, and that's it, and leave it like that. As I said, there's a video if you want to see a visual of that. And the reason I did that is for this right here, because this retwist would be so much more traumatic if I didn't do that. I'm still not going to retwist often. I'm still going to retwist maybe 3 times a year or something like that. I may even go a whole other year not retwisting. But I did this so when I did choose to retwist, it wouldn't be so grueling. And I wanted to keep my parts. So that's why I separated every single time. And I always twist at the base first and go all the way down and put the loose hairs around the lock. It's all about the technique, and I'm always getting the question of how does the retwist stay if you're not using gel? It would never stay. Yes, my hair is finer, so that helps also, but it's the technique, because I've done thicker hair, of course, and it stays. It's the technique. It's taking your time and twisting that base all the way down the new growth, all the way down the shaft of the lock, and wrapping those loose hairs if it's not too severe. And also the braids will help my retwist last, although I took them out the next day. But a braiding or plaiting is a protective style that can help your retwist last longer. The question that I got the most that took me aback a little bit is, do you wash your hair? Since you're not retwisting, are you going to wash your hair? And I'm just like, whoa, what? It's hair. It still needs to be washed. So the answer always to that is, of course, yes. How often do I wash? I wash every 2 weeks. If I go even a little bit past that 2-week mark, I feel so dirty. My hair feels so dirty. So I wash every 2 weeks, or around every 2 weeks. This wasn't a question, but it was implying that I was lazy for not retwisting. And I already mentioned this in the other videos, but I responded to that person and let them know I'm far from lazy. Far from lazy. I'm not even going to get into why, but I'm far from lazy. And even though I wasn't retwisting, I was still having to take care of my hair. I was still having to moisturize, separate after washing, all of that. So it's not a lazy thing. There's still caring and maintenance going on. It's just no retwist. Just like I said, no retwist. That's it. That's the only difference. Another frequently asked question is, how many locks do I have? I have 68 locks. It may not look like it because my hair is longer, and in my newly formed locked parts are thicker. But yes, I have 68 locks. But I just show all this just to show that my hair is not perfect. I'm not trying to say my hair is perfect. I'm not trying to say that, oh, I am the gold standard for locks. I share my journey once again so people can see there's an alternative to whatever the norm is, because I usually don't follow the norm. I usually don't follow the crowd. If you guys haven't noticed, I find a different way, especially if whatever the norm is can be problematic. But I am in no way, shape, or form saying that I am the standard for locks, that you must do what I do if you want your locks to look a certain way. Not at all. I share what I do. I share what my hair is doing, all of that, just to show you guys what's going on. Because this is honestly me experimenting with my hair. Because I don't know what it's going to do. That whole year of not retwisting, I have never went a whole year without retwisting, let alone semi-freeform while doing it. So it's an experiment that I'm sharing publicly to incite some thought, to incite some creativity. Maybe you're struggling with your locks. Maybe you don't know what to do. Maybe you don't know what's working. And maybe you've seen all these formulas of what to do with your locks on YouTube and it's not working. Try something else. Try something that will work for you, that you feel like, do what makes sense pretty much. I do what makes sense for my hair. Gel doesn't make sense for my hair, so I don't do it. Retwisting all the time doesn't make sense to me, so I don't do it. Although that's the norm. Some people look at me like I have 3 heads when I said I haven't retwisted for this long. They're like, what? You have to retwist? Your hair is going to thin, blase, blase, blase. And surely enough, some people's hair would thin if they didn't retwist for this long, but I'm not one of them, and I figured that out by not retwisting for a while. I figured out that I'm not one of those people. And I get the question of, well, won't the hair grow outside of the lock if you don't retwist often? And it could. Some people, their hair is really frizzy, and some people call it crawling hair. It crawls. And some people, the case of the hair growing outside the lock is not even that the hair is frizzy. It's that the hair is unhealthy and dry and brittle, and it's breaking. So it's breaking off where the mature part of the lock meets the loose natural hair. So you have to be really careful about things that, you know, you see on YouTube, even with me, because my hair is different than whoever's watching. Whoever's watching hair is different than mine. The other people who I watch on YouTube, I love watching other lock videos on YouTube, but am I going to do everything they say they do to their hair? No, because I feel like it won't work for me, or I've tried it and it doesn't work for me. My last video was my 7th and 8th month not retwisting, recapping that and showing you guys my trip to Haiti with my husband and my sons. So I really didn't do any more updates after that because there was nothing to really update you guys on. Like, my hair was doing the same thing it was doing after that 6th month. After it got the hang of what we're doing here, it got the hang of the fact that we're not retwisting, but we're semi-freeforming, so it's still locking. It just kept locking, so I didn't do any more updates, but I did do certain styles. So if you want to see these no retwist type style, let me know and I will post a video, because I did record it. Let me know if you want to see those and I will post it. This is my final result. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't easy. It wasn't as smooth as my previous retwist because I had to do a lot of wrapping loose hair around. I had to do a lot of separating, so my hands were so tired. And this right here is the little baby that was in my belly when I did my very last retwist last year. He's almost 1, obviously. And this is my hair a day later. I took my braids out the next day because I didn't plan on keeping them in for that long, and we have family photos to take. So I decided to do a little footage of what my hair is looking like. And this is my hair a week after that retwist. As you can see, my retwist is still intact. So what I wear on my hair at night, this is it right here, a satin bonnet. This is a Haitian bonnet that I custom made myself. So if you want a custom made bonnet, flag of your choice, it doesn't matter. I'm Haitian, so mine has a Haitian flag, but you can pick what you want.
She bounce on the thing so whine it on me thing so put the thing upon me thing and whine it on me thing so I say she whine it on me yard. Man, I give it to her one time, say she want it one time, whine it on me yard. Man, I step in the yard, made it girls them.
Yeah, so that's a week, and this is my go-to bun that I usually do when my hair wasn't retwisted, when I was going through my 1 year no retwist, and I do the same thing with the retwist. And this is my hair 2 weeks after retwisting. Once again, it is not the products, it is the technique, because I use no gel. I only use oil and water. As you can see, my hair's starting to grow out a little bit. But yeah, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for everyone who left positive comments, who've been following this 1 year no research journey. Thank you for everyone who has joined me. How's your hair doing? And yes, not retwisting can work for some people, and it may not work for other people. If, for example, if your hair is really young, if you're really young into the locking game, your hair's not mature yet, you may not want to do that. If you want to maintain, if you're not free-forming, you may not want to go the no retwist route just yet. If you are free-forming, of course, that's obvious, you're not going to retwist. If your hair is mature, it wouldn't hurt to try it, but I would suggest if you see your hair going a way you don't want it to go, then you may want to stop. It's all common sense, guys. It's all common sense. I feel like locks are made to be so complex. It may be an industry thing, I don't know, but I feel like they are so simple. Locks are still it's still your hair. It's still hair. It still has to be cared for. It still has to be maintained, washed, all of the above. But I digress. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'm actually 7 years locked, by the way. I will be making a lock update for my 7th year. There may be some changes coming, so definitely stay tuned for that. See you guys later.